Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We are the Odds Couple, and today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2017.
2017.
And yeah, we're going to do a pretty special, unique video right now. We're going to talk with David Purdum, who is a staff writer for ESPN Chalk. Of course, that's the blog at ESPN that covers gambling and betting and odds. And we're just going to review the year. You know, everyone always loves to look at the long shots and fantasize that they actually bet those long shots, and then fantasize about what would happen if they bet every long shot and what their life would be like then. And we're just going to review the year and review some of the most notable long shots that actually did cash.
Yeah, I'm glad I get in on that Trump action when I did.
I mean, the key is that of course we have to remember we're not going to be covering all the long shots that didn't cash, which is which is something that if we were being really thorough we would do. David Purdum from Chalk, thanks for joining us today.
You got it, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right,
to you
happy
too,
New Year to you too. All right, so I guess let's start with in politics. There were many more long shots than usual. I mean, usually politics is kind of like the Oscars, right, where all the huge favorites generally cash. But in politics, of course, Trump was a big loser for many of the books, including that one book I know that paid out Hillary Clinton before the election was over. Right?
Can't believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. The Irish book Paddy Power, who is known to pay out bets in advance, kind of as a marketing ploy a little bit, they went ahead and cashed out over $1 million in wagers on Hillary Clinton in about mid-October, about 3 weeks before the election. That didn't turn out so well. They got a lot of publicity from it, so I don't know if it quite overtook the loss, though.
I mean, just goes to show you there really is never a sure thing, including waking up tomorrow morning, including being alive in an hour. You never pay out until it's actually done.
You know what, though, Pistol Pete and Dave, but that might have been just one hell of a clever marketing angle as well, because I know one thing. Right away, I'm thinking, God, I wish I would have had that book and had that bet. So maybe people are running there. You never know. They might get signups out of that deal, which, long run could be in well over $1 million. So.
It was a clever marketing move, but I'm sure if they had to do it over again, they would choose the opposite. All right. What else, David Purdum? What were some of the other big notable long shots of cash in 2016?
Oh, the biggest one, obviously, is Leicester City.
Yeah, right. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, nobody saw that coming. 5,000 to 1 preseason. That's the longest futures odds preseason wise, at least that I've ever seen for sure. A lot of the Las Vegas sports books said that was the largest futures tickets that they've cashed. They had them at 2,500 to 1. Wow. Had some $5 and $10 real small bets. But what it has done this year, kind of a little bit funny, it's increased the betting on these long shots this year in Premier League. The longest odds on any of the teams were 1,000 to 1, and people have flocked to it. In fact, Ladbrokes, the UK book, over there said that they've seen a 250% increase on those, what they call the rags, the real long shots, the 1,000 to 1. So people saw it happen last year, say, oh, this year maybe it can happen again. It's kind of funny. So the books are reaping some dividends post Leicester City last year.
Yeah, and that's that took the words out of my mouth. That was going to be my next question, Dave. Do you think this year you'll see an influx of people going, my God, that could happen again? And you just answered it perfectly. I'm sure the books have seen quite an advantage already.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
Got to be. But then again, in baseball, the Chicago Cubs, right? They were the preseason favorite, and they cashed. So everyone who took a shot on the big long shots in baseball this year all lost, right, David?
Yeah, absolutely. Cubs were the favorites all year, and there's a joke about how many casinos have been built off of Cubs futures tickets over the year. They are always a popular bet in Las Vegas, so it's kind of fitting that the year that they are the low favorites and not have high odds that would have cost Vegas a ton of money, that they actually win. A lot of the books won with the Cubs winning the World Series this year. So a little bit of irony there for the books. Yeah.
All right. What are some other long shots that maybe the American viewers, the United States viewers might not be familiar with, like in other areas of soccer or cycling or tennis?
Sam Querrey beat Djokovic. Djokovic was a 50 to 1 favorite, or 1 to 50 favorite. Pardon me. With Querrey paying back 20 to 1. That was a big one. I think. Some of the other ones, there was a big horse that hit 150 to 1 this year. A couple boxing upsets at 40 to 1. One of the bigger ones that I found notable was the Los Angeles Lakers beat the Golden State Warriors 17.5-point home underdogs.
Remember that.
Last March, of course, Golden State went on to have a record-breaking regular season, and the Lakers were just god-awful. So that was one of the bigger upsets in NBA history overall. And there were some pretty funny, money line bets. Guys betting, laying, 2,500, to win $50 on the Warriors and stuff like that. So that was one of the more notable ones to me, just to see a team like the Lakers, who didn't really win a lot and were pretty god awful last year, beating the Warriors.
Yeah, and then even going back to politics, Brexit, that was this year, wasn't it? Wasn't Brexit 2016?
It was, yep.
Yeah, that was another big underdog casher that the books took a hit on, and some savvy bettors made some money on, right?
Absolutely. That was this year, and there are a lot of people. The bookies got it wrong again, and it cost them. The bookies did not have a year in the political world.
So it feels like there were more underdogs in 2016 that cashed than normal. Would you say that, or not really?
It feels like it was probably, there was more of the really big ones that cashed. I don't know overall if more underdogs cashed, but some of the really large ones, from Trump to Leicester City, those seemed to be all in one year in 2016 that kind of got everybody's attention.
Yeah. All right, Mike Brenner, you have any other questions for David Purdum here?
No, not for the underdogs, but I am anxious to talk about some other topics with him. So what are we moving on to next?
All right. Well, I guess we'll be talking about the futures odds for NFL, and we'll see what he thinks the chances are of the longest shots on the board in that futures market are.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that one.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.